All right, let's dive into one of the most incredible spiritual gatherings on the entire planet. We're heading to a small island in West Bengal, India, for an event that is just truly epic in scale. We're talking about the Gangasagar Mela. There's this ancient proverb that just perfectly captures why this journey is so important. It goes, Sabatirt bar bar, Gangasagar ek bar. And what that means is you might visit other holy places over and over again, but making the pilgrimage to Gangasagar, that's a once-in-a-lifetime event. So what is it that makes this one gathering so incredibly special? For starters, the sheer scale is almost impossible to wrap your head around. This is the second largest peaceful gathering of human beings on Earth. The only thing bigger is the famous Kumbh Mela. I mean, just imagine, millions and millions of people all coming to this one tiny spot every single year. Okay, so in this first part, let's get our bearings. What is this event? And where exactly is this incredible sea of humanity headed? The destination is Sagar Island, right at the point where the holy river Ganges finally flows into the sea. The real motivation, the reason millions undertake this journey, it all comes down to one powerful concept: moksha. In Hinduism, moksha is the ultimate spiritual goal. It's liberation from that endless cycle of death and rebirth. And the belief is that taking a holy dip right here at this exact spot on the auspicious day of Makar Sankranti, well, it's said that can wash away a lifetime of sins. Now, that powerful belief isn't just some old tradition. It's actually rooted in a really dramatic and ancient myth. So to truly get the why behind Gangasagar, we have to go back to the legend that made this ground so holy in the first place. The story is a real epic. It starts with a king Sagara, whose 60,000 sons are cursed by a powerful sage and turned to ash. For generations, their souls are just trapped. Then, their descendant, King Bhagirath, performs these incredible acts of penance to convince the river goddess Ganga to come down from the heavens. And she does. Her holy waters flow all the way across India, finally reaching Sagar Island, where they wash over the ashes and free his ancestors' souls. That story is exactly why the spot is seen as a gateway to salvation. So, with that legendary backstory, how do modern pilgrims follow that path to purity? This next section is all about the actual journey and the rituals that really define the Mela experience today. For every pilgrim, the whole thing culminates in two really essential acts of faith. First up is the holy dip, the snan. At dawn, in the absolutely freezing January cold, millions of people wade into the water to offer up their prayers. Then, right after, they head to the Kapil Muni temple to honor the very same sage from the legend, the one who was so central to the whole story. But here's the thing. Just getting there is an ordeal in itself. Reaching Sagar Island isn't a simple trip at all. It's like a pilgrimage within the pilgrimage. You've got a long drive from Kolkata, then a super crowded ferry ride across a wide river, and then, once you're finally on the island, another journey by bus or van. Every single step is part of the experience. And this brings us to a really fascinating contrast, because on one hand, you have these timeless, ancient rituals, and on the other, you have this massive, high-tech, modern operation that's needed to manage millions of people in a pretty fragile place. And nothing represents the ancient heart of the Mela more than the Naga Sadhus. These are ascetics who've given up all worldly possessions. They travel all the way from the Himalayas, their bodies covered in sacred ash, and they are this living, breathing link to the deepest, most ancient traditions of this gathering. But then you get this incredible contrast with modern reality. To manage the Naga Sadhus and millions of other pilgrims, the West Bengal government runs an operation with almost military-like precision. Just think about the logistics here. Massive temporary cities made of tents, a huge surveillance network with drones and CCTVs for safety, fully equipped field hospitals, and even green Mela programs to protect the environment. It's ancient faith meeting 21st century planning. Okay, so this brings us to the big question. What does an event like this really mean in our world today? Let's zoom out a bit and look at why the Gangasagar Mela is still so relevant. And hey, for anyone who's inspired to actually see this for themselves, preparation is everything. This is not a luxury trip, so some practical advice is essential. You've got to book way in advance, pack for seriously cold weather, bring things like a first aid kit, and really importantly, be mindful of the environment and the rules. When you boil it all down, the Mela's power today is its ability to unite. I mean, in a world that so often feels divided, this event brings together people from every single walk of life, different languages, different backgrounds, all joined by this one single powerful belief. It's a living, breathing demonstration of collective purpose. And this leads us to a very modern and very urgent issue. The sacred ground itself is actually under threat. Because of rising sea levels, Sagar Island is facing serious erosion. This ancient pilgrimage site has now become this really poignant symbol in the bigger conversation about climate change and our connection to the planet. So let's end with this question. In our digital age where we're all connected online, what is the power, what is the significance of millions of people physically gathering in one place, all of them driven by a shared, singular belief? It's really something profound to think about.